Phillip Island is one amazing place. Motorsports, water sports, adventure sports, delicious dining delights, handcrafted ales, wine or spirits, getting in touch with nature, or just admiring the spectacular scenery. Phillip Island has 101 square kilometres of reasons to visit. With thanks to the Victorian Government, we say hello and welcome back to the island for round 6 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul at the spiritual home of Australian motorcycle racing. Last time out at Queensland Raceway, it was Mike Jones who took his second win of the year in race 1, while Josh Waters proved his strong performance at round 3 at the same venue with no flash in the pan, taking his 8th win of the year in race 2 to extend his championship lead. Championship points heading into this weekend sees Josh Waters leading by 54 points over Mike Jones. Ant West continues his hot run of form in 3rd, now 30 points ahead of fellow veteran Glenn Allison in 4th, with young gun Cameron Dunker rounding out the top 5. Qualifying saw Addicted to Tracks Ant West surge to his first ever ASBK pole position, taking the $500 Stop and Seal pole award ahead of Josh Waters in 2nd, his 50th career ASBK front row start, with Mike Jones in 3rd. Traditionally, for the crowds, the sinuous 4.45 kilometre track always provides close racing. Let's take a look at why this track is also a rider favourite with Steve Martin and Chris Vermeulen.
Hey Chris, we've got something special on the Ducati track preview for our viewers this week, and that is the Phillip Island circuit on the new Panigale V4S. I can't wait to get out there.
You say it's special for the viewers, Steve. I think it's special for us. These things are insane, aren't they? I can't wait to go and ride it. I have ridden one of these before, loved every minute of it. It's not so powerful. It's 216 horsepower, 187 kilos. That's power to weight ratio, not so different to an old MotoGP bike I used to ride, and the electronics are even more advanced. So I do love riding these bikes, but when you get to ride around here, Phillip Island, it is something special. I can't wait to try it.
Well, let's get on these beasts and get out there and have a crack.
Well, Steve, I don't know about you, but every time I get to ride around Phillip Island, it is just something special, isn't it? We got perfect weather today. What a racetrack.
For me, I just love Casey Corner, the way that you can really rip into that corner. The bikes move around so much and it's breathtaking when you hit the brakes.
For me, coming onto the straight, the acceleration down there, when you've got over 200 horsepower and you fly down this straight, we were doing over 300 kilometres an hour. I don't know if you looked down and saw the speedo, but then you crest and you see bus straight out in front of you. It's sensational.
It is, and especially if it's the last lap and you go over that start-finish line and get that checkered flag, what a feeling here at Phillip Island it would be. Let's get this day started.
All right, here with Cru Halliday, still in blue leathers, blue motorbike, but it's big news for us in the ASBK paddock. Quite a change for you. You've been with Yamaha for a long time. Different brand?
Yeah, new bike, new tyres, new suspension even new electronics. The whole thing is just completely new, and for Robbie and Claire to give me this opportunity in conjunction with Craig Martin, obviously that's who built the bike. The pressure's there, obviously Josh is the benchmark around this joint, it's the same bike. Yeah, I'd love to be up there with him, but he's been on that bike for quite a while, he knows the motorcycle. I'm basically learning from what his data is, and he's helped me out with it as well. But to go from a Yamaha to a Ducati, the riding style, the lines, how the bike works, it's so much going on where, just little steps each session.
You've been quick in the Yamaha, you've won lots of races in the past. This year you changed teams, you changed tyres, the situation, everything it changed. This is a sister bike to Josh Waters, basically. What's it like? What is it like to ride?
It is fast. It's super fast. I'm pretty sure our top speed then was 309, and it's like for first session, it's like holy hell. But like everyone keeps telling me, like this is a proper motorcycle, proper electronics, and I've never ridden a bike with electronics this good. So it's understanding how to ride like the motorcycle at its potential, and just trusting in the electronics. That's the hard part. The whole thing's different. The bars feel wider. The middle of the bike's a lot more narrow. Getting on it every time, it feels wrong, but you know it's right because you know what this bike can do. It's so new, it's so fun. That's what I'm smiling, loving it.
Your team boss, Robbie Bolger, who's put this whole thing together, he told me, he said, put some hard questions to you, but honestly, I can't. He's a good laugh. He said, you're going to go out, you're going to pass someone around the straight, and you're going to win a race. So you reckon that's going to happen the next few runs?
Well, I've already passed someone on the straight. I come out of turn 11 into turn 12, and I seen another rider there, and I thought to myself, he's going to love this. And I've seen him on the wall give me a fist pump, and he's, as I said, I'm very grateful for what Robbie and Claire have done. They've obviously put a lot of money into this sport, and I'm a very outgoing, outspoken person, so is he, so we get along. But I was always into him about we need more grip, and he gives me a phone call 4 hours later saying, well, I got your grip, and I got you a Ducati, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? I didn't believe it at first, and then literally Craig McMartin called me straight away, and I was like, all right, this is, he's not mucking around here, so usually he jokes with me, but yeah, it's everything he said at the moment seems pretty serious, so I think he wants to start with it.
He does run a fantastic team, the whole thing together. I'm sure it's a joy to ride for, but Cru, great to see you with a smile on your face again. Good luck. We can't wait to see what you can get out of this package.
Thanks, Chris.
Welcome back to Phillip Island. We're getting ready for SW-Motech Superbike race number 1, and you can see Max Stouffer's bike there back on the grid. As the crew batten down the hatches to make sure that everything is in order for the start of this race. Very, very tricky conditions out there on track. That is bike number 17, Troy Herfoss, one of the most experienced riders in the field. Looks like he's come to a bit of an issue there on the entry into SW-Motech corner on the warm-up lap. Yeah, see there, he's just touched the throttle, Steve, and unfortunately the back end's come around.
Yep, just got on the gas too early, didn't warm that tyre up, just didn't give the track enough respect on that warm-up lap. New to that bike, first time in the wet.
We'll go down to the grid. Chris Vermeulen is there with Troy Herfoss.
Yeah, I'm here with Troy Herfoss. Nothing like being thrown in the deep end, Troy. You've just thrown your leg over this Yamaha R1. Been quite impressive in the dry, but riding one in the wet is completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I haven't completed a lap without crashing yet.
Let's hope you can do a few more in the race.
Yeah, let's hope. Thank you. It's
how is the bike? Is it very, very different to what you used to?
Days. It's a lot in 2 days, don't get me wrong, but yeah, in general, I've absolutely loved the bike. Like in the dry, it's been really a lot of fun. It's very difficult conditions, so like, yeah, I can't do miracles. It's my first time riding the bike in the wet, and
no, we understand that. We know you know how to do it. Good luck in this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope he enjoys it because it's great to see Troy Herfoss back in the grid. 3-time champion here. He's riding the baggers, the big Indian motorcycles, the touring bikes in the States, so something very different to get back on an R1. So I'm here with Jonathan Nallos. I heard you talking about him before. JJ, rookie in this class. How is it riding one of these things in the wet? Is it comfortable, or is it very different to the other bikes you've ridden?
Yeah, definitely not comfortable. A lot of power under the wheels, so in the wet with barely any grip is pretty sketchy. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking to take advantage of that and hopefully do well in this race. I like the wet, so yeah, just got to see what we can do. Anything can happen.
Exactly, and the wind has changed here. Well, we had no wind yesterday. We've got a big tailwind down the straight. It's obviously going to push you wide through turn 3. That affect you a lot as well?
Yeah, on the outlap, it's pretty windy, so it'll definitely be a factor in this race, and pretty easy to make mistakes, I reckon. So yeah, just got to play it smart.
Good luck for this one, Jojo.
Thank you.
There you go, one of the stars of the future. He's been really impressive, and to see the confidence to want to go and ride one of these things, they're going to be reaching like well over 300 kilometres an hour in these wet conditions down here. So very, very impressive. I got to say too, when I came to the grid, there was a few riders that went out, Steve, and Cam Duncan was one of them. They went out and did a sighting lap, and they came straight in the pit lane and did a second sighting lap. So as riders that are
they're obviously not comfortable on the bikes and wanted to get as much wet time in as they could. So sorry for the pause. Everyone was sort of wondering what was going on there, but I'll throw it back to you guys.
Well, the conditions are very, very different to what they were in qualifying, and here is how the riders will start on positions for the first race of the SW-Motech Superbike category this weekend. Ant West will start out of pole position with Josh Waters and Mike Jones joining him on the front row of the grid.
It's Pearson, Halliday and Stauffer out of row 2.
Jack Favell, Troy Herfoss and JJ Narlos make up row 3.
Keep an eye on Ty Lynch, because Ty Lynch is going to have a good one, I feel, with Ryan Yanko and John Littris rounding out 12.
Yeah, Paul Linkenbar, Oscar Donovan. Great to see Oscar O'Donovan on board the Kawasaki in the field this weekend. And Michael Kemp, the South Australian, welcome back.
Yeah, absolutely. It is going to be an absolute cracker of a race.
Don't forget Glenn Allerton and Cameron Dunker starting from the back row of the grid due to difficulties yesterday. But Allerton has won from the back of the grid before. So keep your eye on board bike number 14 as he tries to make his way forward.
Tricky to pick a winner for this one, Phil.
Certainly is. Ant West and Josh Waters have both shown great wet weather prowess this year. West starts from his first ever ASBK pole position as he brings the Addicted to Track Yamaha R1 down onto the grid. Look at the determination in those eyes for Ant West as we get ready to go racing for the first of our SW-Motech Superbike races this weekend. Riders made their way off the grid as they charge down into Motor Corner for the first time, but it is Ant West and Brock Pearson. Pearson around the outside of Pole Sitter West to take up the running in the front. Has a big moment as he tips into...
Oh, there's a few riders off. Is that...
I think that may be Max
Seal rider.
I think that's Max Stouffer running over to bike number 27 as they make their way through turn 1. Unfortunately, Max is off early.
Yeah, but it is Pearson who leads the way at the moment, using his big lanky legs to get that knee down on the ground, and he's strong in the first couple of laps here, but Westy's latched on the back.
Here is a Blue Crew Yamaha replay of that moment. You can see Max just lost it there on the way into the circuit. A couple of other riders off the circuit. Cru Halliday off. JJ Narlos was off as well. I think that may have been Ryan Yanko on board the Addicted to Track machine that was also well and truly onto the tarmac on the outside of turn 1.
You've really got to build into these conditions. There's Jack Favell. He's proven to be pretty quick in the wet as well, so keep an eye on him right up there in the podium positions at the moment.
Yep, so it is Brock Pearson, Ant West in second position. There is Waters, the championship leader, in third. Then Favell continuing on with his hot run of form so far in season 2025.
Look at Allerton.
Allerton is up to sixth position.
How is that possible?
Well, anything is possible with Glenn Allerton. Of course, could not ride yesterday, could not even move due to the back injury that he sustained in the back of the truck early on yesterday morning, and he's now up into fifth position. Well, I think the top of the field is about to get a serious hurry up from the Superbike Advocates machine, bike number 14.
We've still got a long way to go, 11 laps to go. Up the inside goes Waters. That's a big move there. Jack Favell really looking to get past Waters.
Yeah, I don't think the top speed advantage of the Ducati can really be brought to the fore now in these wet conditions. It was all about trying to stay out a bit of the spray as well as they make their way down into Motor Corner, and Waters just eases on past Ant West. That's probably more about bravery on the brakes and front end setup rather than actual top speed.
But Pearson with a brilliant first lap, 2:00.5, and he's already got a 1.5 second lead, and that first 2 or 3 laps in a wet race is where you're going to make up your gap.
And also, we're talking about Glenn Allerton. He's up to 5th position. Cameron Dunker, who started next to him on the grid, is up into 15th position as well. So those two charging from the back of the field. But once again, unbelievable early race performance from Glenn Allerton on board bike number 14.
You can see everyone there watching on the app, just seeing what's going on, looking at the times closely. And it is Pearson who still holds that lead of 1.5.
So Waters now just starting to move away slightly from the Addicted to Track pairing of Ant West and Jack Favell. But Waters, we know traditionally, Steve, takes a couple of laps just to ease himself into the wet conditions. It's exactly what we've seen at Sydney Motorsport Park. He was happy.
Oh, Westy!
Big moment, giving the rear Pirelli some treatment through Pirelli corner, and Favell says, thank you very much, I'll go back around the outside.
Yeah, that was a big moment there, I can tell you. That corner's fast, really fast. Lucky to get away with that one. Traction control, starting to work there and worked beautifully, saved his butt that time.
Well, you can see Westy had a look over his shoulder there because all he could hear was the booming machine of Glenn Allerton starting to close in from behind. Look out for the tricolore machine of Glenn Allerton, bike number 14, as he'll unleash the power of that Superbike advocate.
Ty Lynch.
That's Ty Lynch. That looks like the exit of SW-Motech turn 10. Back onto the My Bike motorcycle insurance, start, finish, straight we go, and Westy utilises the slipstream to go past his teammate Jack Favell, who fights back. Favell fights back on the brakes down into turn 1. Westy wasn't expecting that. He's run very wide, Steve. He's run extremely wide, and Allerton is now through.
Yeah, Westy looks like he's having some sort of issues. We're not used to seeing this from Anthony West. He just needs to settle himself down, take a breath, and try and gather it all up. He's in a really good spot to get on the podium, but with Pearson now out in front, he's got Waters to worry about. Let's have another look as we look through turn 1 here. Anthony West, we're looking at that's through the Pirelli corner, gets that rear slide, and one of the right-handers, not as much heat there, and then there goes Ty Lynch, unfortunately, just got on the gas that little bit too quickly on the Blue Crew replay, and hopefully he can pick the bike up and continue on.
Yeah, that was just ahead of JJ Narlis as well, so JJ got the warning when Ty Lynch went down.
Geez, I mean, if I was Pearson, honestly, I would let Waters through and follow him, because at the moment, all that's happening is that Josh Waters is learning everything about Pearson. If you want to win this race, you're going to need to have a few secrets. And there you go. I reckon he rolled out, and I reckon that Waters decided to go
big moment for Waters through Motul Corner. Just see that, Steve. The front end seemed to wash away, and Waters was almost out of the seat. Yeah, he'll take a quarter or so to compose himself once again. So both of our race leaders have had monumental warnings over the last lap, and I think that any thought of Josh Waters going to the front of this race, he may just hold that off for a little bit longer.
Well, let's have a look on the Blue Crew replay. Down the straight they go, and it's the number 65, ex-teammates from a couple of years ago, going past Cru Halliday, late on the brakes into turn 1 and makes the move on Mike Jones.
And Allerton, in turn, has a sizable lead over Ant West in 4th.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Westy's had his warnings too, hasn't he? So Westy will just be happy to sit there. Halliday probably he's 3 seconds a lap quicker than Anthony West at the moment. Halliday's just cracked off a 1:48, so that's a pretty impressive time by Cru Halliday.
Well, and he's also only 3 seconds behind Ant West as well, so that could be very interesting as we get down into the final stages of this race. Waters continues to just shadow Pearson down through Motul Corner.
Yeah, I'd almost just sit up and let him pass. I mean, he would know that he's got a 10-second lap lead back out, so it'll be interesting to see.
So it is Brock Pearson that leads from Josh Waters in 2nd. Glenn Allerton holds down 3rd position. Ant West in 4th, and Cru Halliday are your top 5. So Halliday really enjoying his wet weather debut on board the Stop and Seal.
When was the last
time? Prepared V4R.
When was the last time you saw Halliday ride as good as this in the wet? This is a very good ride by him in the wet.
He's looking confident, isn't he?
He is, and it's his best Superbike ride this year, in my mind. Definitely just pulling away from Westy there now. So Halliday is feeling pretty confident out there, I'd say, and doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah, take out his podium at Sydney Motorsport Park, and yes, it is his best performance of the year by a considerable margin in possibly the trickiest conditions that we've had for the entire season as well.
Well, we've had some tricky conditions. These are up there, that's for sure. And another faller, that's John Littras, who's gone down. You can see his airbag's gone off. Hopefully he's okay. That's that same spot at the bottom of the hill there where he's gone down into the SW-Motech corner. They just get on the gas with too much lean angle there, and it's such a slow corner compared to the rest of the track. You give it a little bit too much gas and you just high side, which it looks like he's done. It's this spot right here where he's come off, I reckon.
And it's caught out some experienced players so far in this race. Troy Herfoss was the first one of those. Ty Lynch also going down as well. The marshals doing a great job there to get Littrus's bike off the circuit before the lead riders came through. We're coming round now to complete 8 laps. Oh no, is that Cru Halliday?
That is Cru Halliday.
Halliday has gone down. That looks like it is the top of the hill. So unfortunately for Cru Halliday, he has gone down at the top of the hill, just cresting the top of Lukey Heights there, coming out of Ducati corner, and walks away from the stricken stop and seal Ducati in the gravel trap there. He was on such a charge. He was up into 4th position, getting the better of Ant West, and then unfortunately bike number 65 has gone down. But there is your race leader, Brock Pearson, currently with a narrow margin over Josh Waters in the battle for big moment there for Waters, coming out of the corner and just heading up the hill at Racing Road.
Yeah, big moment there, and you can't help but feel that Pearson is just putting that hammer down a little bit more, and Waters slightly struggling to go with him. I don't think Waters has got anything left in the tank.
Well, on the last lap of the race, Steve, both of them set their fastest laps of the race. In fact, Josh Waters was the fastest rider in the race so far with a 1:46.368.
Yeah,
so the gap back to Glenn Allison, who is holding down 3rd position. Reminder, from the back of the grid, 19.8 seconds behind the race leader. These two are in a class of their own.
Look at the pit boxes. Not many smiling faces in the pit boxes at the moment. They're all just gritting their teeth, hoping that their riders can hang on as they head down the chute. And it is Pearson that still leads that time through, 46.5 for Pearson and 46.9 for Waters. That's half a second gap maintained.
So Brock Pearson leads from Josh Waters. That is Glenn Allison in 3rd, Ant West in 4th. Jones is up to 5th place. JJ Narles is up to 6th. Oscar O'Donovan, the Tasmanian, is inside the top 10 in 7th position on board the Kawasaki and his ASBK debut.
And Ty Lynch has picked his bike up and he's in 9th.
That's right. And Cameron Dunker from the back of the grid next to Glenn Allison has moved up into 10th as well. As we see a Blue Crew replay, there is that massive moment at Racing Road corner for your championship leader. So Pearson just going past a rider there. I think that may have been Cameron Dunker, who's in 10th position. So unless Cameron Dunker has had a bit of a moment on that lap. So it is Pearson and Waters both now ahead. There's Michael Kemp, the South Australian, who has also had a crash in this race as well.
This is really helping Pearson too, these guys that they're passing now. It's putting a couple of bikes in between Waters, making it harder for Waters. You can see Halliday there. He's unhappy, but unhappy in a different way than we've seen him lately. He's unhappy because he was competitive and didn't make it happen. So
he was competitive and also probably looking to try and drag himself up onto the back of Glenn Allison and challenge for the podium as well. It was such a great ride early on from Cru Halliday.
Last lap, Phil.
First ever wet weather ride, but what a ride this has been from Brock Pearson now with a 0.8 of a second lead over Josh Waters. Pearson has nothing to lose, Stephen. Waters has an incredible amount to lose because it's all about championship points now as we head into the final 3 rounds of the season. But Waters still looking determined. He's still pushing on. He's had multiple warnings over the last couple of laps. He set the fastest lap of the race on lap 8, a 1:46.368. But Pearson is pushing on this last lap, desperate to try and take his first win of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be really tricky for Waters to know what to do, but Pearson is putting the absolute hammer down. 46.9 last time round. He hasn't put a foot wrong. Look at him. Look how smooth he looks in that bike. It's been the #1 machine that's had all the moments this race. How hard will Josh Waters push? Will he go for the win? We'll know soon, Phil.
He's pushing hard through Pirelli. You can see there he's closed that gap down a little bit. Pearson has a little bit of a moment there, but he gets the bike stood up, drives out of Pirelli. Up through Ducati we come now. Only one real overtaking opportunity for Waters, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to go on the brakes. He's going to have to try and utilise a slipstream on the straight, but I don't think, because these bikes are so evenly matched in top speed, that Waters is going to be able to do it. He closed up a little bit again. He's close enough now to get the slipstream.
If he
can do it through turn 12?
A good drive out of here. He's going to have a good opportunity. He's gone for the wide line. Does he stick it underneath? But he doesn't. It's Pearson with a good line, but Waters has got a drive, and he does get the drive out of the corner. This is going to come down to the line, Phil.
They're going neck and neck. They are next to each other as they go for the line. Waters is going to take the win. masterful plan there from Josh Waters. He drives past Brock Pearson and gets the run to the flag to take another win. That is his 9th race win of the year. Pearson, he'll have 4 podiums next to his name, but he was so desperate to try and take his first win. And 3rd place will go to the veteran Glenn Allerton as he comes across the line from the back of the grid, the absolute back of the grid in 20th position to take the final place on the podium. There he goes from 20th place to the podium for Glenn Allerton. What a return from a back injury that kept him off track yesterday.
I do not even know why Allerton even bothers turning up for qualifying. He should just start from the back of the grid.
So there is the confirmation of your results. Josh Waters takes the race win over Brock Pearson by 0.094 of a second. Glenn Allerton from the back of the grid to 3rd place. What a ride from the veteran on bike number 14. Ant West in 4th. Mike Jones rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, it's Narlos in 6th, and 7th was Oscar O'Donovan. What a ride from him. Ryan Yanko to 8th, and Ty Lynch in 9th. Incredible stuff. And Cam Dunker from the back of the grid in 10th, Phil.
Wow. I'm still coming to terms with that one, Steve, because it was a tactical masterclass from Josh Waters. Brock Pearson showed unbelievable pace, and I'm glad to say that we all predicted it, both yourself, Chris, and I all predicted that Glenn Allerton was going to do something in these conditions from the back of the grid, and he delivered in spades.
And our race winner. I mean, there were some big moments out there, Josh, and to push that hard when you're leading a championship was impressive, but to take the win, I mean, congratulations.
Nah, thanks heaps, Chris. I actually thought that when I was going around turn 2. Yeah, but I had a feeling that I could, do it, but I had so many moments. We both had strong parts. Yes. Brock rode fantastic then, and I would have liked if he slowed down a little bit, but so looks like the weather's set in. Go back, try and make the bike a bit better, and yes, there we go. But a huge thanks also to all of our sponsors, On Your Bike Adventures, KW Civil, and everyone that supports us.
Oh, that McMartin Ducati does look impressive. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
There you go, our podium finishes for the SW-Motech Superbike Race 1.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. And it is great to see Troy Herfoss back in the Australian Championships. This weekend, he's riding for the Yamaha racing team.
With the departure of Max, Yamaha were searching for somebody to put on the bike, and Scott Bishop was in the right place at the right time. Scott, it's been a busy few weeks for you and the Yamaha racing team with the unfortunate departure of Max. Now you've got Troy. How did that all come about?
Oh, look, obviously when Max decided to make the path he did, within a short time frame, Troy had called us, and when a calibre of Troy Herfoss gives you a call and says he wants to ride your motorcycle, you can't say no to that. So basically from that phone call to within 12 hours, we had Troy up and about and ready to ride, and it's a great opportunity for both Troy and ourselves to go racing together.
Troy, firstly, welcome back to Australia. It's been a whirlwind few years for you. Fill us in. How's it been in America?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. It feels like just we're taking off where we left off, but I've had such a fun couple of years and still am enjoying it. Just getting out of my comfort zone, riding a completely different bike. The Indian Challenge is a crazy bike, super heavy, heaps of power. But this weekend, back on a Superbike and a little bit rusty there in the first session, but yeah, it was nice to feel that acceleration of the Superbike and ride around Phillip Island again.
Well, you've ridden a lot of different brands now in the Australian Championship. You've won lots of championships and some thrilling races. But now you're on this Yamaha. You've had not a lot of time on it at all. What do you think about it, just like your initial impression?
Yeah, first impressions is that it's a super usable bike and power. Like it loves to be on the edge of the tyre. It's got really good turning. I feel like every time I come in, there's more room for improvement. So yeah, first impressions are that it's a super usable power and a rider-friendly bike.
You've made the move back here from America. I mean, you're over there. It's everyone's aspiration to go to America and ride. But for some reason, you've come back. What made you want to come back to do this?
Yeah, I'm getting towards the end of my career, I guess they say. While I'm still competitive, I just want to really enjoy racing here in Australia and be able to have my friends and family at the track, and no place like Phillip Island on a Superbike, that's for sure.
What are your expectations? I mean, he's coming to a championship. We know how tough it is. Where do you see him, or where do you want him to fit?
Oh, look, our expectations again are low. I know Troy's aren't. Troy's a racer, he's here to race, and knowing him, he will do a great job. But I guess for him, it's time on the bike. This round is just to get his feet wet and get up and going. But by the time we get to one raceway, he'll be on fire.
Surely coming back here now, I mean, what are the nerves like coming into a new team, new people? You still get those nerves of a new team and bike?
You're always pushing yourself to sort of, I don't know, prove to yourself that you're still good enough to compete at the front, and every year there's a younger rider coming up, a new model of motorbike will come out, and people change teams, and there's all these little things that we sort of use as a tool to motivate ourselves, and yeah, still out there trying to make every lap count.
Well, here's the hardest question. What's your goal for the weekend?
My goal is to leave this weekend better than we arrived.
Well, that's a good one, mate, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
As we head into SW-Motech Superbike race number 2, the conditions are much better, and Josh Waters looking for race win number 10 now under the sunshine here at Phillip Island. But Ant West, a man who's been fast all through practice and qualifying, will start from pole position ahead of the reigning champion Waters on the McMartin Racing with Hi-Tec Ducati, and Mike Jones for YRT will join them on the front row of the grid.
Yeah, Brock Pearson, we saw how good he rode in race 1 earlier today. Cru Halliday, can he make a comeback? Max Stauffer, let's hope he can get through turn 1.
Yeah, Jack Favell has been on the pace all weekend. He'll start out of position number 7. Let's hope it's a better race for Troy Herfoss as well as we head to his home round at Goulburn for the next round of the championship. But it's great to see him back in Australia. And JJ Narlos rounds out row 3 with Ty Lynch, Ryan Yanko and Johnny Littrus on row 4. Paul Linkenbach, Oscar O'Donovan, the Tasmanian, back there in 14th position, and Michael Kemp in 15th position with Carberry, Brendan Wilson, Luke Jones and a couple of others rounding out the 20 bike field. But it is West, Waters and Jones starting from the front row of the grid. Superbikes are going. Great jump off the line from Josh Waters. Mike Jones has got a good run as well as they make their way down towards turn 1 for the first time. That clearly looks like Cru Halliday is out there on board bike number 65 as well. And he's got a great start, Steve. Cru Halliday's got a great start, and he's up into position number 2 or 3 he's into second as they make their way down to AWMF corner for the first time. But it is Brock Pearson that leads.
Yeah, what a great job by him. Pearson, how does he do it? And look
Cru
at that.
Halliday through to the lead. He hasn't had a good start in many, many years, and he's done an absolute blinder off the start, and he leads them through turn 3.
Yeah, what a great ride there by Halliday to pull that one off. And you can just see the little patches of water, but it is pretty dry out there at the moment. Still need to be really, really careful. But Cru Halliday is throwing caution to the wind at the moment, and he is exactly where he wants to be.
Wow, that is an unbelievable first half lap from Cru Halliday. Jack Favell is also off to a flying start. Allerton is up to about 6th or 7th position as well. He is flying from the back of the grid on board the Superbike Advocates Ducati Panigale V4R as well. And JJ Narlos has got off to a good start too, so it's all action at the front on this first lap of SW-Motech Superbike Race 2 from the island. It is round 6 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul, and what a great way to get this second race underway.
I tell you what, how good is Jack Favell? He's like right up there, and again, around the outside of everyone and through on Cru Halliday, Jack Favell is leading the race.
Well, he's put on some great performances this year. He was strong in qualifying as well, was Jack Favell. And I don't think we would have bet him to be leading this first lap of the race number 2. But then again, we probably wouldn't have been thinking that Cru Halliday was going to be in second place as they come across the line. It is Westy in third. Brock Pearson using the power of the Desmo Sport Ducati to try and go past, but he can't get through the Yamahas that have got a lot of confidence in that front end, and they pile into Motul corner with a lot of speed.
Jack Favell is throwing caution to the wind again up the inside there. What a great move by him on everybody.
Oh, so close between Narlos and Waters as they went into AWMF corner there. I thought JJ was trying to push his way up the inside, and that could have been a very costly issue for Josh Waters if he had a run off track there.
Yeah, Pearson exactly where he needs to be too on the Desmo Sport Ducati now, up into that second spot, with Halliday just drifting back into 4th now. Waters is the type of guy that will just ease himself into it. He won't be too worried at the moment, that's for sure, sitting back down in 5th.
Well, Out of Racing Road we go. Brock Pearson had a great ride, led pretty much the entire race apart from the last 50 metres of race number 1 this morning. Eventually had to settle for second position. He's up into second place now, and West looking very comfortable and confident right behind the Desmo Sport Ducati as we come down into SW-Motech corner. Bit of a gap starting to open up between JJ Nalos in 6th, then Glenn Allerton back in 7th position. Mike Jones in 8th. Dunker is through to 9th position as well from the back of the grid. Max Stouffer in 10th. Oscar O'Donovan, race 1 wasn't a flash in the pan, Steve, because he's up into 11th position ahead of the very experienced Brendan Wilson on board bike number 54. Brendan Wilson knows this track inside out and upside down. He's done a lot of laps around here. As we come down to complete lap 2.
Watch Halliday here. He got a great slipstream there. He goes from 4th to the lead.
Oh, he said that bike was fast, and he just demonstrated then how fast it actually is.
But I'm so impressed with Favela. He is just not scared. He just holds it on around the outside. Look at him. There he is around the outside again. You can't ride around the outside of Anthony West. Well, yes, you can. Doing a really good job as Jack out there at the moment. But one spot better, Brock Pearson. Boy, he's come on song in the last couple of years, and he's adapted really well to this Desmo Sport Ducati. He's got it really flying. He's looking a lot more competent than he used to do. But talking about competent, what about Jonathan Nalos?
Yep, the reigning 600 Supersport champion has just moved up into 4th position ahead of both Josh Waters and Cru Halliday.
I mean, conditions are pretty tricky out there. They're 10 seconds off the pace. So they, although it looks like they're absolutely flying, they are 10 seconds slower than where they normally would be racing around. Normally they're doing 32s, they're doing 42s at the moment.
Yeah, and also on that last lap, it was a 142.5, the fastest lap of the race for Ant West. Well, Phillip Island is gaining a reputation for producing some top-shelf craft beer, spirits and wine to accompany its already well-known spectacular scenery and wildlife close encounters. Pearson that leads through Yamaha Revjahat corner, but right in his slipstream now is Ant West. We know that Westy is good down in towards turn 1. So he got the confidence in the front end to try and shove it up the inside of the Desmo Sport Ducati. Around the outside for Vel. Surely he can't make that corner.
Well, he does. I don't know how he does it, but he's got a very wide line in there.
He also lost a position as well to Josh Waters.
Yeah, he went in pretty deep. But Waters now, for sure, is just starting to go, yep, no, I'm feeling pretty good now. I'll start to move forward. He's let everything warm up. Remember that Waters is the one with absolutely everything to lose in this pack. He just needs to essentially get to the finish line. But so he's letting everything warm up. Nail us up the inside again. Good move by him.
Yeah, Cru Halliday is essentially on a satellite McMartin racing machine. The stop and seal bike is an exact replica of the bike ridden by Josh Waters there. Right down to the K-Tech suspension and Pirelli tyres. A big change for Cru Halliday. Changing manufacturers, changing suspension, changing tyres, and going up into second position through Pirelli corner. He's obviously got a bit of confidence in the front end of that machine as he fights with Brock Pearson, who fights back immediately. Nalos is also looking very keen to try and move ahead now, getting the better of Josh Waters and Jack Favell on that last lap.
Yeah, I think that Nalos is doing a great job out there. It's the opportunity for a young guy like that to strike at the moment if he can, because, yeah, I know that was tight. Waters is looking to get through, isn't he? And make a clean break. He doesn't like to race with all these guys. The thing is, if you get dragged into this pace, it's really, once you've done this pace for a couple of laps, it's actually hard to go quick, if you know what I mean, like, because this is the pace.
And that was Charlie studying the data in the Desmo Sport Ducati pit there. He's looking to see what's going on. Of course, quite well known in the US for his work that he does with Troy Herfoss on the Indian Challenger machine. Oh, Nalos! How was the change of line there? Because I thought he was going to actually hit the back end of Brock Pearson's Desmo Sport Ducati. He came into AWF corner so fast, then tries to go up the inside. Can't quite find a way through there. Well, Nalos is back at the front. He obviously loves this circuit. He took the race win in all 3 Supersport races at the first round of the championship last year as he tries to go up the inside of Pearson. Pearson leans on the number 20 machine, but Westy into the lead.
Westy had a moment there because I thought I saw his hand come off the handlebar or something. Anyway, he's all good at the moment, and Nalos has moved himself up to second. I think he fancies himself to go a lot quicker than what these guys are going at the moment. They're literally doing like 39, 40 seconds. And, I mean, it looks drier than that to me. And that is why he's gone to the front now.
Westy's done the fastest lap of the race so far at 39.5. You made the point a couple of laps ago, though, Steve, that they're going to work their way into it. They're going to get faster and faster.
Oh, it's tight there.
Nalos has been relegated back to second. He almost made it third because Pearson almost hit him amidships there.
Favell in the background there. Halliday just hanging on to at the moment.
This top six have got a 14-second break over Cameron Dunker, who's moved up into 7th position. I'd say the back injury is starting to hamper Glenn Allerton now. He's dropped back to 10th place. Jones in 8th, Max Stouffer in 9th.
There goes Waters.
So it is Brock Pearson that leads as they go through turn 1. Ant West in 2nd. Cru Halliday up to 4th place. Then it is Josh Waters and Jack Favell rounding out your top 6 in this SW-Motech Superbike race number 2.
Yeah, what a race, mate. It's just incredible the way that they're on their limit there, and Brock Pearson again just doing a good job. Westy's having to take that second spot with Nalos now, who seems to that top 3 spot, it seems to be his spot, so he's doing a good job.
Yeah, Jack Favell doing a good job just to hang on to the back of this group as well. In fact, on the last lap, it was Josh Waters, the fastest rider on track, at 1:38.961.
Yeah, they're starting to ramp it up a bit. I don't think that Waters wants to take any risks, but to get past these guys, he needs to take risks. So I think he's just going to sit there. He's not going to finish in that spot, I can tell you now.
You reckon he's also a little bit, gun shy to try and go to the lead of this group and give away any secrets this early in the race, Steve? Because we've only just passed half race distance.
No, it's not secrets. It's literally when he gets to the front, he wants to go. Do you know what I mean? So he's making doubly sure. And then in the end, if he's not doubly sure, no point in doing it, because you don't want to get caught up in someone's accident.
So Pearson still leads as they come through Yamaha Revshahat corner. Oh, foot off the peg there. You can see the little bit of spray come off as they went across the ripple strip. Waters goes past Nalos as they come down into Motul corner turn 1. Halliday still right there as well. Tries to go around the outside of Ant West. Oh, Nalos up the inside. How's his corner entry speed into turn 2?
No, he's looking really good there at the moment, isn't he? Lap times are starting to tumble again now into the 37s. So we're just going to get quicker and quicker from this point.
Yeah, top 3 all in the 37s, then 38s for the next couple of riders. Jack Favell also did a 37.828. Just as a guide, Cameron Dunker, the next rider in 7th position, 17 seconds behind. He's lapping in the 140s.
Yeah, it's pretty hot for these conditions up the front now. Waters has moved up another spot with Nalos drifting back in that pack.
They're all sort of just spurring each other on to find that half a second to second each lap now, as the pace, as you predicted, Steve, is starting to increase as Cru Halliday goes up the inside of Ant West to move up into 2nd position.
Yeah, Halliday a little bit wide there, but managed to gather it back together. You can still see like it's still damp, but it shouldn't, when it's like that, make that much difference to the lap times.
Oh, Westy.
Round the outside.
Change of direction there. Look at the corner speed difference from Ant West too as he closes right up onto the back of Brock Pearson. In fact, I thought he was going to go up the inside into Yamaha Revshahat corner.
He definitely looked at it for sure, but then Brock Pearson came into that one tight. On the straight, he's in that slipstream. There's Robbie Bolger giving an order to Cru Halliday, and Cru Halliday responds up into 2nd.
Well, one of the things that they were loving about this bike was the speed, and that Cru Halliday could overtake people on the straight. So he certainly is living up to his team manager's expectations of what he can do here this weekend.
Around the AWMF corner they go, and it is Brock Pearson who has led the majority of the laps so far, but under a lot of pressure now from Cru Halliday, and a lot to do as they head into the Kawasaki corner.
And it is Pearson that still leads, but only just over Cru Halliday. You've got JJ Narlis has now made his way up into third position. Ant West has drifted back to fourth, but still well and truly in this game. Just dropping off the back now is Jack Favell on the second of the Addicted to Track machines, but he's been putting in a great ride so far. And once again, Narlis is showing that he's got plenty of confidence in the front end, and he doesn't mind throwing the bike in there and challenging these riders for position. And so I thought he was going to try and go up the inside of Cru Halliday there, but as they come across the top of the hill, it is still Pearson that leads. Halliday, oh, he's run wide there. I thought Narlis may have been able to come back on the inside as we watch a Blue Crew replay of that last entry into turn 4. Looking up the inside there, Halliday on the inside of West, moving up into second position.
That was pretty tight, wasn't it? But this is not the way the script was written. I mean, Josh Waters is meant to be leading this race and taking off into the distance by now, but he's not doing it. He's still deep in the pack. So not as easy as he thinks for the number 1 rider out there. The guy that leads the championship from a mile and has won more races around here than anyone sits at the moment in 4th position.
Well, Cru Halliday's just done the fastest lap of the race, a 1:36.488. That is about 5 seconds they've improved over the last 6 laps of this race, Steve. From, was it a 1:42 that they did early on in the race? And Halliday is up into the lead, getting the better of Ant West as well.
Look, this is a risk-taker's opportunity to win this race. It's not going to be an outright speed thing where they're going to break the lap record, but if you can push to a good lap time in these damp conditions, this is a risk-taker's win. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody is willing to put it out there, hang it on the edge and go for it.
Well, Ant West is looking incredibly keen to try and move ahead as well. You can see there the determination as they came down into the bottom end of the circuit there.
Well, this is the business end now. We're coming down to the last lap in a minute, Phil. So it's only going to amp up, and Waters is still in that 4th spot at the moment. Pearson up into second. Halliday runs wide, but gets good drive as they head through turn 11 through the Motorcycling Australia corner. Into Yamaha they go. This is Waters' territory. He is so fast through this final corner, and he should get good drive. This is his opportunity. Does he take it?
Well, what about the last lap? The last half of that last lap from Ant West. He was challenging with Cru Halliday for the race win. Now he's made a break of a half a second. A 1:35.382, the fastest lap of the race for Ant West. He's lit the fuse now, Steve. He's going. He's making the run for home. Brock Pearson is the next rider that's going to try and challenge him now. Waters has got to try and get past Cru Halliday and Brock Pearson to be able to just challenge West.
This is Westy's time. It's now. He's got to do it. This is his best opportunity that he's had since he's made the comeback. Michael Kemp on the outside there, hard on the brakes. Westy holds it together. He really does have to put the hammer down. Waters is starting to ramp it up. Brock Pearson wants to finish on that podium more than anything. He can sniff victory too. Westy's got that small gap, runs wide, but that gives him a good drive up through the back, through Road and Race corner, and look, look at the lead he's got at the moment. That's pretty impressive by Anthony West. Hold it together.
Well, Waters is going to have to strategise this one perfectly because he's got to try and get past the late-breaking, hard-charging Brock Pearson as JJ Narlis comes up the inside of Cru Halliday as they come across the top of the hill. He's going to go and try and down the inside of Waters. Is he? No. He's just going to be able to hold off Halliday. But they've closed back up onto the back of Westy as well.
Yeah, Westy's got to give it everything. Those Ducatis are really good through that final corner, but Westy's got a bit of a gap. There's a bobble from Pearson. This could be Westy's race to win. This could be the one.
Out onto the straight we go. West leads. Pearson and Waters are going to battle it out for second position, but it is Ant West that's going to take the win. His first win of the season on board that Addicted to Track machine. Waters and Pearson came to the line. It was so close between them. In fact, Steve, it was 0.001 of a second between them, with Waters getting second place, Brock Pearson in third. Halliday takes fourth over JJ Narlis in fifth. Well, congratulations to Ant West. Also, Josh Waters and Brock Pearson, they're your top three, but Cru Halliday, a great ride from him as well. There you go, 0.262, the eventual winning margin for Ant West over Waters and Pearson, separated by absolutely nothing. 1/1000th of a second as they came to the line. A great ride from Cru Halliday after fears that he wasn't going to be able to take the grid for race number 2. He finishes in 4th position after the best start of his career, and JJ Nalos rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, great result by JJ Nalos as well. Jack Favell, how strong was he earlier on? Mike Jones back off the pace a little bit in 7th. 8th was Cam Dunker from last on the grid. Max Stauffer got a good finish after the woes of the first race, and Glenn Allerton, well, good result for him, but he did his work in the first race with that podium, so he'll have a good trip home tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Oscar O'Donovan. A great debut on board the Kawasaki ZX-10R in 11th position, ahead of Ryan Yanko in 12th, Brendan Wilson in 13th, Johnny Littress in 14th, Luke Jones in 15th, Declan Carberry in 16th, and Michael Kemper finished 2 laps down. But there's the celebration. Ant West and his fiancée celebrating his first race win of the year and his first win for Addicted to Track.
I reckon we might see Anthony West smile when he takes his helmet off, if he ever takes it off.
What a race it was. Brock Pearson on the podium again. Congratulations, 3rd place.
Yeah, that was probably one of the funnest races I've probably had. So this is probably the happiest I've been for a 3rd. Like, it was fun. And yeah, my team did a great job. I felt like I did a fair bit of the work again that race, and Josh pipped me over the line the same way for 2nd. But no, it was cool. There was a few guys that tried to shove me around, and I didn't let it happen. And yeah, try to cement my place. So this is what I needed. Good round. Thanks to the boys, thanks to the team, done so much hard work. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back to One Raceway where I picked up a win last year.
It was great to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There goes our 3rd place. 2nd place, the championship leader, Josh Waters. Josh, that was a champion's ride. Like, you put on the line the last lap, fastest lap of the race last lap. Well done.
Yeah, awesome. I really didn't enjoy it out then. It was so slippery. And a lot of people had nothing to lose. As you said, I've got a fair bit on my mind. But yeah, huge thanks to my team once again, all of our sponsors, On Your Bike, Adventure Tours, KW Civil, all my personal sponsors. Yeah, huge thanks to all those guys.
You mightn't have enjoyed it, but we loved it. Well done, mate.
I'm sure it was awesome. You know, there was 6 or 7 guys, and I was getting carved up like a Sunday roast, and yeah, awesome.
That was good. There you go. Well done, Josh. And our race winner, his first ever win in the Australian Superbike Championship. Congratulations, Anthony West. What a ride.
I know. People asking me about passes I made. I don't remember anything that happened out there. So much was going on. Big thanks to the team. It's been a long few years trying to get to the front. Who thought it'd be so hard, eh? And then this weekend was just awesome. So everything's been good. We're on the right pace, and that was an awesome race. So many passing, and it's good to come out on top. And yeah. Those young guys were making me angry, and that fired me up. So
it was great for us to watch too. There you go, our race winner for race 2 of the SW-Motech Superbike class.
Well, we'll confirm the next round of the championship. Round 7 will be taking place on the 3rd to the 5th of October at One Raceway in Goulburn. We cannot wait for that. Tickets are already on sale for that event. It is sure to be an absolute sell out of an event there down at Goulburn. And of course, it is the 2nd last round of the championship, the final round at the Ben Motorsport Park in November. Well, thanks very much for joining us here at Phillip Island. It's been a great event. We can't wait to catch up with you in Goulburn for round 7 of the championship as Josh Waters extends his championship lead here at his favourite circuit. Goodbye for now, and we can't wait to see you in Goulburn.